The next morning, the CEO woke up in the narrow economy class chair. She was tired from the video games on one side, snoring on the other, all night. The breakfast took long to be served, 50 people waiting before her. It consisted of plastic bread and cold coffee, prepared without love at some conveyor belt. The CEO contemplated saying thank you, but could not get it out. She prepared the plastic bread roll with a plastic terrorist-proof knife, incapable of preparing a bread roll. The clerk made her way to the opulent C-suite and walked around it in about 5 minutes. She breathed the refreshing serene absence of customers, then sat down on the throne behind the palatial desk. The phone rang. She answered. A female voice talked to her. A private assistant, it seemed. Her private assistant, she noticed. Amazing. She was going to connect the chairman of the board of directors to her. Hi, Angela, said a voice. I hear you opened a new branch. That's right, the clerk said enthusiastically. Our 1 millionth. Congratulations. Also noticed you mentioned again in the management accounts that a few branches have not met the hurdle, right? When will you cut this dead wood? Clerk had no idea what he was talking about. Hurdle? Cutting dead wood? Sorry, what do you mean? Am I talking French? You've got 27 branches that are not profitable, right? It's crystal clear what should happen to them, right? I'm having a bunch of shareholders breathing down my neck and their breath isn't fresh, right? What kind of guy is this? He's worse than most of the branch clients. I suppose he wants to hear right. Right, she said. It did not come out well. When is it gonna happen? I need some good news and you're gonna deliver that news to me, right? The clerk looked at the far side of the C-suite without seeing much. Maybe because the far side was far away. Right, she said again. It seemed the right answer. What else to say to the chairman of the board of directors? The CEO arrived at the branch a little after 8 a.m. and clocked in. You are late, said the branch manager. Again. You can't have that. Customers are waiting. They need our products and you're not there to help us satisfy their financial needs. What am I going to do with you? The CEO felt a sense of fury emerging. How does he dare talking to me like that? Does he know who I am? Do you know who I am? The branch manager was silent for a moment. He looked at her with eyes that spat fire. Yes, I know who you are. You are a clerk who is late. A clerk that may soon no longer be a clerk of this bank. If you're ever late again, ever, you will regret it like you never have regretted things before. The CEO thought hard. I hate this guy, but if he needs to meet the hurdle for this branch, he needs to be tough. He has a point, but the way he communicates, I will fire this guy, effective immediately, as soon as I'm back. I'm sorry, she said. She quickly positioned herself behind the front desk. The first customer walked up to her. A real customer. Good morning, sir. What can I do for you? My father is very old and no longer capable of managing his account, said the man standing in front of her. I now need to manage his financial affairs and put him in a retirement home. Can you arrange that? I can manage his account? The man looked at her without showing any emotion, without blinking once. The CEO thought hard. This guy may be stealing his father's money. This is a liability. Who says his father is indeed incapable? Do we have any process for this? What a misery. I'm sorry to hear this, he responded. What makes you think he's now incapable? I need our legal department to take a view. Can he empower you to dispose of his account? The man responded a bit agitated. I said he's not capable. Of course he cannot empower me. Please arrange it now, okay? Is this the kind of stuff we have to deal with at branches? We must have some process to deal with this. I need to be polite now. He looks like a fraudster, but maybe his father is indeed no longer capable. He also looks old enough to have a father who is indeed incapable. How do we check this? He looked behind him. The branch manager was standing there at backstabbing distance, watching every move with a fake smile. This power freak is annoying me. I'll call the general counsel, said the CEO to him. You clearly don't seem to know who I really am. I am the CEO of this bank. My general counsel will resolve this in no time." "Excuse me," said the branch manager. "The general counsel? You the CEO? Have you caught some virus? You will need to send any queries for legal through me. But I'm telling you that you should know how to deal with this. This will not burden our legal department." Oh no, I can only go through legal through the branch manager. "I need to check this with my superior, sir." Did I say that? Superior? "We cannot allow anyone to dispose of accounts of another person without some approval of that other person." I need to know what approval we need. Some power of attorney. "I trust you will understand." "But he is my father," said the customer. "I need to manage his affairs. He can't handle it anymore. He is very ill, you see. He may be dying soon." The CEO noticed how other customers were looking in her direction. Not good. Then something magical happened. "Simsalabim," mumbled the CEO. "Give me a power of attorney." For reasons not yet fully understood, maybe the work of a chatbot, it so happened that the CEO received a legal, valid and binding power of attorney in her inbox. She smiled. Problem solved. It did not last long before the CEO and the clerk longed back to their old lives. One day the CEO withdrew the limited savings from the clerk's account and booked a flight back to head office. Upon arrival, she was refused by security. She decided to wait outside the head office until the clerk would come out in her chauffeured limousine. She did not have to wait long. She threw herself before the limo and again mumbled the words "Simsalabim." The car stopped and the clerk came out. The CEO expected her to deny her true identity, but was magically surprised by the opposite. The clerk pointed at the CEO and said, "Bring this lady into my offices, for she is the true CEO." The chauffeur was not convinced, but followed up the instruction. Once inside, the bank's general counsel appeared to evidence the true identity of the CEO. An electronic signature process was performed by the general counsel, showing the true identity of the CEO and the clerk. The general counsel witnessed the swap of clothes and welcomed the true CEO into her offices. The CEO and the clerk worked happily ever after in their original roles.